What's up guys, it's the Masterworks guy speaking to you live from Japan. Now today is the 26th of July, Sunday 2026, and I know it sure is bloody hot guys. I could swim with the penguins in Antarctica. And what am I going to talk about today? Well guys, I know we are at all-time low in 40 years. What am I talking about? And yes, I am talking about the JPY, right? And it has hit what, close to 164 yen per dollar, which I believe, which is a wake-up call, right? And that has gotten all the major business leaders and the government over here in Japan commenting in the news one after another. We have got to do something, right? Otherwise we are going under. Which is true, because I don't see anything, shining about this country that makes people want to buy Japanese yen, nor do they have any reason to put a confidence in our country and it being an epitome of the world-class stability, both politically and economically speaking. So, today I would like to take this as an opportunity to reflect upon money from different directions, because I find it fascinating the more I think about it. Because for one, the so-called currency, let alone the JPY, is not backed up by anything, right? You think about that for a second. So a long time back, when my mother was exactly 20 years old, right, which was 55 years ago, so you know how old she is, yeah? She went to Oklahoma for the homestay at her sister's place, and a dollar then was, guys, worth an eye-popping 360 yen, guys, which is a whopping more than twice the value of now, and that doesn't even include a correction for the inflation. And the reason for this is that in those days, guys, the USD was the honest god currency in the world that was backed up by gold, right? So man, it's like, if there is any currency in the world today that is backed up by gold, silver, platinum, palladium, guys, I'm just going through the periodic table from the high school, and iridium, and I can go on forever, right? And anything considered valuable, I would be more than happy to get paid, right? But it's like, hold on, guys. It occurred to me that, would the company still pay me the same amount of money for the job that I'm doing every day, right, if the currency gets backed up by something, like all of a sudden, like gold? What do you reckon? My quick answer is no. My job isn't worth gold. But just out of joke, if the money is backed up by, say, a can of baked beans, like food stamp, right, maybe the company would pay me the same amount of money that they're paying me today, right? But certainly not in gold. Now, why do I say this? I say this because my work is an epitome of a white-collar job, yeah? And if not a BS job, that's certainly not worth gold. It's like, would you pay a bag of gold to, say, an archaeologist? Well, maybe you would, right? If you like collecting artifacts, whatever whatever that comes out from the grave he digs. But I think, from the average Joe's point of view, his job is like, be that as it may, and that's it, right? and likewise, many white-collar jobs are like that, be that as it may. But I'm not paying you gold for whatever you're doing. And coming back to Japan, and we have just too many jobs like that over here in Japan, honestly speaking. So much so that they are commensurate to be paid with fiat currency, right? Or money that's not backed up by anything, not even a bag of rice, right? Which is what people were paid in the days of samurai, right? Because you can still sell the rice for money if need be, right? And with so many white-collar jobs and white-collar companies nowadays, there is an absolutely little tangible value in a country that makes it tangibly appealing to anyone who wants anything to do with Japan, right? So, we are kind of simply oversaturated, right, with jobs and white collar jobs, and companies are not worth paying gold for. And I believe that we are going down the road of vicissitude until the JPY becomes a confetti or something, right? And secondly, if any of you have seen my past videos on Japan evicting immigrants in the name of national security, that is not helping the meta, guys. And that's not helping the JPY at all. And I think Japan is just mimicking the DHS in the United States, and to be in cohesion with the Trump administration. And there was somebody who has left me a comment in my video the other day that Japan has, he was saying that Japan has every right to tighten the control of its own territory. And yes, I reckon that is true, but guys, does that not ominously sound familiar? Okay, well, I say that because for those of you who have studied history, right, which I'm sure you have, right, but didn't give too much a thought, once upon a time, guys, there was a guy called Adolf Hitler who had controlled his own territory with every right to do so, which includes, but not limited to, an expulsion of immigrants. And so we are like, going down the same road, are we not? So, when people want to have little to do with your country, you see that reflected upon the currency, and it is indeed all-time low now. And third and last, but not least, is that there's not a great deal of competition amongst the business, or rather, there is a collusion, the collusion amongst the big companies, the government, and the various religious sectors is rampant over here in Japan. So much so that I don't really, I don't recall any groundbreaking, remarkable innovations since the blue LED, which was cool back then. Anyway, I don't see why the JPY, sorry, is going to recover anytime soon in any meaningful way. And I have a feeling today that today is going to be remembered as one of those better days by the time I reach the retirement age, if I live that long, that is. Well, we'll have to just wait and see. And I will see you again soon.